Hello everyone. Today we are going to go over running Gladinet Cloud Enterprise on Amazon EC2. So the first thing to do is to go into the EC2 dashboard and create a key pair. You don't need to create one if you already have one, but the key is very important to get your Windows administrator's password back after you create an EC2 instance. The second thing to check is the security group. The concept of security group is like a set of firewall policies. So you need to open port 80, port 443 for HTTPS and for RDP. Port 80 is just for now because when we are setting it up without SSL, but after that we should be able to remove port 80. We also need to have an elastic IP because we need to have a static public IP address that's bind to the EC2 instance we are going to be launching. So the elastic IP for static IP address, the security group to open the ports, and the key pair to retrieve the Windows admin's password. So we are all set. Now let's launch the instance. So we will be looking for Windows and we will be looking for 64-bit. And now let's search for Windows 2008 R2 English base by Amazon. And we got two, so we will select the one that has a later date. These images has Windows Update turned on, so they already pulled in the necessary updates, so we don't have to do that. So let's use the later one. We can use a small instance, and if you're using it for your own business, we would recommend using a medium one. A small one is good enough for demo purpose or for proof of concept. For the security group, we have a security group that has port 80, port 443 open, so let's just use that instead of the default launch wizard. So we will be selecting a default, so the port 80 is open for now. You can turn it off and close the port later on once you get SSL and HTTPS all ready. So now let's review these options and then we should be ready to go. And now let's use the key pair. So we need to have that key pair to get the password back. So that's very important. So far it's all Amazon EC2 stuff without the Gladinet yet. So the key things to review here is it's Windows 2008 R2 64-bit, and we are using a small instance, and the port 80 needs to be open. So now we will the instance launching is like a 10-15 minute task. So for the video we are kind of cutting it short. So once it's ready, you can get the IP address back, you can get the Windows password, admin password back, and now you can will be ready to RDP into the machine to start installing the Gladinet Cloud Enterprise. And this is pretty much the steps we take if we want to prepare for an AMI, the Amazon machine image. We will do the installation, and then at some point of time we will take a snapshot of the machine, and then that will be the AMI. So you can use the AMI if it's available, or you can just use the Windows 2008 R2 base and prepare the machine yourself so you understand what's in the AMI. So this might be a good step to take if you want to understand what's under the hood, how the machine was prepared, how it was run. It's kind of, you go deeper into the software. So now we are RDP into the machine. It's an Amazon EC2 machine. It's Windows 2008 R2 and we will be installing the Gladinet Cloud Enterprise on it. From this point on, once the machine is up, the rest is pretty straightforward. We have this small installer that's going to do all the checking for you. It's going to check all the prerequisites. It's going to install all the prerequisites. So pretty much it's autopiloting from this point on. So you can select the enterprise or the service provider. The difference is it's single tenant and multi-tenant. And as you can see here, it's going to detect, check, .NET 4, SQL Express, IIS, and all different components. The actual installation time for this stage is about 30 minutes. But for this demonstration, we cut short a lot of these progress bars, kind of making it short. So from the demo, it looks like it's flying through here, but the actual time is 30 minutes. So most of the time, you just sit back, let it run, do some other stuff, keeping an eye on it, and that should be good to go in 30 minutes. As you can see here, it mentions .NET, it mentions IIS, right? So this is a solution built on top of Windows Server and built on top of the Microsoft Web Stack, such as the IIS, the ASP.NET, .NET 4, and SQL Server Express. So after you install, there's a reboot, and after reboot, there's an initial configuration. So you just need to give it a name to access your Gladinet Cloud Enterprise. So it's Gladinet Cloud Enterprise, single tenant but multiple user. If you have Active Directory, you can use Active Directory, but otherwise just use the default. And now you can connect your Amazon S3 bucket in. So now you can use Amazon S3 bucket as the backend storage for your EC2 business file sharing solution. So now after quick 2 steps setup, now the web portal is already up. So even though it's running in localhost, a little bit later on we will be running that from the public IP address, but now the solution is up and running, and then you are seeing this web based file manager already, and then all the files and folders are coming from your Amazon S3 buckets. So now you have the web interface up, and then later on we're going to show you it has the Windows, it has the Mac, it has the mobile, iOS, it has the Android, all different ways to access the Amazon S3 bucket. So now we are going to be logging in from the public IP address, and then later on you can bind a DNS name to the IP address and then bind an SSL certificate to it, and then everything will be ready. So now the same web-based browser, you're looking into your Amazon S3 bucket from a very modern HTML5 browser view. It almost feels like it's native client, and well, almost as native client. But now, if you do need to have the native client, you can use the Mac, you can use the Windows, you can use the file server agent, mobile client. You can also have team folders, so that's a wonderful thing. Using your Amazon S3 buckets, now you can collaborate, create team folders, and assign to different users. So the dashboard here shows you how many users you have, how many file servers you have. You don't really need to have file server, but if you do, you can use the file servers in here. You have team folders, and you can also share. So at the end, it's a file share, sync and share solution built on your own EC2 and your own Amazon S3 buckets. Thank you very much.